यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ॐ नमः शिवाय, ॐ नमः शिवाय, ॐ नमः शिवाय, ॐ नमः शिवाय। त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Good afternoon. How are you all doing? Keeping well? You had your lunch? Yes or no? Afternoon session, very difficult session. Sometimes teachers' teaching will sound like a lullaby. It will induce you to very good sleep. So you have to make extra effort. Otherwise, nice nap you can take. Yeah, tough session definitely. 3.5 hours to listen to a foreign language in the afternoon. To be alert. Yeah, please see page number 102. Show a prayer book in your hands. The second quote in the page: India will be raised not with the power of the flesh, but with the power of the spirit. Not with the flag of destruction, but with the flag of peace and love. So Albert Einstein made a statement. He said, I don't know with what weapons they are going to fight the Third World War, but the Fourth World War, they will fight with sticks and stones. So the geopolitical situation in the world, you just look at it. I don't know how many of you read newspapers. All of you read newspapers? You're in touch with the things that are happening around, right? There are some countries which are bracing for war. Already there is war going on between two countries. So it's very important that we understand how fortunate we are, because you just place yourself in the shoes of people who are in a war zone or in a region in sub-Saharan Africa where actually partial famine is going on. We are better placed than many and many, many in the world. And you have to thank God for the situation that we are in. There are people who are in worse of circumstances than what we are in. We have our problems for sure. Hmm? We have our issues, but there are people with greater issues. There are people living in war zones. If you just look at Syria, if you just Google and see the towns there, Aleppo, Homs, huge towns, ancient cities. Aleppo is the oldest city in the world. Today, the oldest city's condition you just see, it is just in rubbles. Whole city got destroyed for the last 10 years of civil war. So, India has to send across this message that we all are one species, the one earth and one humanity. There should be somebody who will take the lead and initiative to integrate the whole mankind into one family. It is the need of the hour. If you don't do that, okay, people seriously identify with race, with a nationality, with a religion, and then there will be fights, there will be strife in the world. You forget, you identify so intensely with your own nationality that you forget that the individuals who are living on the other side of your border are also human beings. Every year, now the latest statistics, all the countries in the world put together, $1.8 trillion are being invested on weapons. Many in the world are sitting on a huge pile of weapons. It's not easy to sit on a pile of weapons without using them for too long. There will be that itching. You know, during his exile, when Rama was in Dandakaranya forest, he happened to visit a hermitage of a sage by name Sutikshna, I think before coming to Dandakaranya. So Rama was searching for a place for him to spend his exile. For 14 years, he had to stay in the forest now. He asked the sage, please show me a suitable place where I can build a hut and stay with my wife and my brother Lakshmana. That sage Sutikshna asked him, you can stay here itself in my own ashrama, Rama. We'll be very happy to provide you hospitality. Rama says, no, I can't stay here. Why, he asked. Because in that hermitage, there are so many deers. There are so many deers moving there in pack. And then Rama says, because I have weapon with me, this arrow, my quiver and my bow. I don't know when I will use this arrow. I might shoot one or two deers, and that will pollute this atmosphere, he says. This is such a peaceful atmosphere, such a tranquil atmosphere. All the animals are living together. There's no animosity, there's no bloodshed here. It's so peaceful and so quiet. Because I, being a Kshatriya, and I have this weapon in my hands, and I have to keep the weapon. I don't know when I will take out the arrow and shoot it, any deer here. If I kill, that will be a tamasic act. So I don't want to stay in this place. A person like Rama says, it's not easy to resist the temptation to use the arrows and bow. And what to speak of ordinary human beings like us? There are many nations today are headed by lifetime presidents, autocrats. The lifetime presidents, absolute power is invested in them. Not like a democratic country. Not all countries are democratic. Even democratic countries also, as long as you are in power, you are a kind of absolute monarch only. 5 years when you are in power, you are a kind of monarch. Whatever you do, the rest of them, people have to follow your bidding. Right? So, the future of the humanity doesn't rest, in what happens in the skies, but it rests in what happens in the hearts of a few human beings who are actually heading big nations. You just provoke their ego a little, and if they get provoked to war, it could lead to Third World War and its total destruction. That's the reason. Don't underestimate your potential. We all have the capacity to stop the Third World War. How? Because we say in our culture, Ishwaraha sarvabhutanam hruddeshe arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarvabhutani yantra rudhani mayaya. Where is the Lord according to our dharma? Lord is dwelling in your own heart. So whatever you think, it happens only by His will. Nothing can go beyond His will. If you are a sincere individual who have the aspiration to establish peace in the world, to prevent wars in the world, you can just say an unselfish prayer to the Lord that the people who are wielding that enormous power, may there not be any warmongering in them. You just say this prayer. Okay? Because your prayer is so unselfish and sincere, the Lord will eradicate that warmongering in the heart of that individual. Otherwise, the world peace is hanging by a thread. We don't know what happens tomorrow. Where we are in today is safe. Only human being is a species which works against his own interest. There is no other species on the planet Earth which works against his own interest. Though we claim ourselves to be civilized human beings, cultured human beings, we are not yet. What is the proof? The wars that we have fought in the last 70 years is the proof that we have not become civilized as yet. War is savagery. War is proof that we have not become civilized as yet. Human beings fighting with human beings with the most modern weapons. Human beings killing human being. There is nothing like just war. All wars are unjust. There is nothing like just war. All wars are unjust. It's a proof of savagery. It's a proof of lack of culture and civilization. So we take these geographical boundaries, religious identities, national identities too seriously. That's the reason there will be discord. Because of this only, all this strife and discord that you see in the world, we forget that we are all one species. We are human being across the border also. If that idea, that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam we have in our culture, that idea, I am nasti, I am bandhu, I am na iti, ganana laguchetasam, udara charitanam tu Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. For broad-minded people, world is one family. For narrow-minded people, their country is their own country. People who are living other side of the border are enemies. That's a selfish idea, narrow idea. We alone have this idea of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We need to promote it. We need to push it as aggressively as we can so that the people will understand that is one earth and one humanity. India has that role. India has to play that role. India has to take lead. Thank you. Nice afternoon.